KT7 up here. Today, I will go over some highlights and give my thoughts on Irvine from the FF8 collaboration. He is a 90 cost gunner type unit in the Dark Element. His sub-jobs are Hunter and Viking. The main selling point of this unit is his follow-up attack for teammates, very much like Bartz from FF5. These are the items we will go over today. Let's get started. First, his TMR. It is a cloth. The stats are HP 367, Defense 8, Spirit 4 and 8 Accuracy. The ability is a cross-shape buff. It grants missile attack up 30 for 3 turns to the group, and hate down 6 for the user. Hate down 6 is nice for missile units, but overall this TMR is below average. His base stats are average across the board, nothing impressive. He does not have a -1 movement support ability, he is stuck with base 3 move and 1 jump. But that's fine, he can perform follow-up attacks, so you don't want him to fall too far behind. His weapon type resistances are 15 to slash and strike, 10 to missile, neutral to magic, and has a -15 to pierce. His ailment resistances are 10 to frostbite, 50 to confusion and 50 to charm. He has rebellious spirit, so it is a good idea to give him berserk resistance from Truststones if you chose to go with that reaction ability. As physical attacker, 50 faith is good enough. Next up is mastery ability. It is the typical Dark Party buff, and for himself, 10% attack, and AP consumption down 15%. Moving over to his 140 upgrades. He gets missile penetration 15, AoE resistance 15, and his job level 25 abilities will get an upgrade to absorb 30% of the damage done. These are very good upgrades for him, more damage and survivability. Moving on to his new gun. The general ability is missile attack up 15. The limited abilities are crit rate up 15 and lower targets attack by 20% for 3 turns if he lands a crit hit. These will apply to Irvine and a few other main jobs. The assault type is the better one in my opinion. The TOR item, Ragnarok model kit, has 10 slash and strike resistance. For Irvine, he also gets physical man-eater 15 and attack up 30%. The Ragnarok is very good for him, be sure to build at least one. The shield type is what I recommend, the crit type only has 10 crit, it is not worth it. Let's look at his main job support abilities next. The first one gives him agility 12%, defense penetration 40, and range +1. This needs to be on him always. The second one from his main job gives him attack up 24% and a one-time 50% all damage barrier at the start of battle. I think these two are his best options. Unlike most missile units, he does not have a +2 range support ability. This is a huge drawback for him. I understand they don't want him to stand too far behind because of his follow-up attack, but not having a +2 range support will put him in danger in many situations. His main job reaction is a preemptive counter against slash and strike attacks. It has a 50% proc chance, it will hit your teammates if they are in the way. Next up is LB. It is a straight line AoE up to 5 panels away. It will increase Irvine's defense penetration by 30 for 3 turns, then deals a 3-hit large damage. The area height is 0, it could be more difficult to get this off in certain maps. Now his main job buffing abilities. The highest AI priority buff is his group buff. A cross-shape AoE, granting the group attack up 40% and agility up 25% for 3 turns. And for Irvine, grants him the ability to perform follow-up attacks for teammates. The coverage area is a 4-panel radius around him, with a range height of 1. It covers 1 more panel compared to Bartz's follow-up attack. We now have a follow-up attacker on the Dark Element to balance things out. His second buff is for self only. Grants him AoE resistance 15, and range +1. This buff is very important to him. Since he doesn't have a range +2 support ability, the AoE resistance will help him survive even if he is closer to the front line. Now his main job's attacks. They all require direct line of sight. The first on the list is a cross-shape AoE. Prior to damage, lower target's missile resistance by 20 for 3 turns. Then deals damage medium. This will enable not only just him, but his teammate as well on a missile team. Next up, a single target attack. First Dispel Protect and Shell, then deals a 2-hit large damage. And increase his own CT small. Being able to Dispel Protect and Shell is huge. Many newer units have access to these status. A very good ability. Now his low AP move. It is another good one. Select 2 targets, deals 2 hit damage small. This is a very good finishing ability. The AI will choose one more target besides the one he is about to KO. Finally, his job level 25 ability. Prior to damage, lower target single target resistance by 20, deals damage medium, and has the piercing effect. And absorb 30% of the damage dealt. This can help him recover some HP when he is closer to the front line. Also, a single target resistance debuff is great for the meta we are about to head into. That's it for his main job. Let's go over the sub part. The first ability is a single target attack. Damage medium and 25% chance to inflict poison and sleep. The other attack is a cross-shape AoE. It deals fire damage medium and lower healing power 50 for 3 turns. His main job sub is not bad, but I highly recommend to give him Hunter, so he has access to arcing attacks. Let's go to his sub jobs. First up, Hunter. He gets Hunter's Eye, giving him range +1. You can stack this with his main job range +1 support to get to range +2. But I would not recommend it. The other support ability is Combat Ready, giving him more initial AP. The notable ability from Hunter is Triple Flight. A 3-hit attack that has a modifier bonus if the target has haste or berserk. The reaction ability is Dark Snare, 30% chance to proc, lower target's dark resistance and missile resistance by 25% for 3 turns. This is a great reaction ability for both mono dark and missile setups. Moving on to his Viking sub. He has Viking Lore, giving him 12% HP and 24% attack. This is not better than his main support ability too. The other support ability is Unyielding Protection, giving him 25 missile resistance. The reaction ability from Viking is Fighting Spirit, 20% chance to recover HP small and increase his attack for 3 turns. But it has 25% chance to cause Berserk. If you run this, give him a Berserk Resistance Truststone. Next, let's go over his Vision card, Natural Loner. It supports Spear, Bow, Gun, and Dagger. The stats are HP 312, AP 16, Attack 138, and Dex 40. The party abilities are Acquired AP up 60%, Crit Rate 20, and Attack up 50%. The bestowed abilities are Missile Penetration 10, and Single Target Resistance 10. This is the first Vision card that supports both bow users and gun users. A pretty good card for the Spear group as well. This will mostly be a sub card in most situations. I picked it up in anticipation of a Spear meta, but that's just my hunch. Next up are equipments, Espers, and Truststone. His new gun is good, but if you want to maximize his follow-up attack damage, go with the Gaia Type 100. It has 20 defense penetration. In the second slot, the Ragnarok is my top choice. The bonuses will boost all his damage. But of course the Diamond Code is also a great choice, 15 missile penetration, acquired AP up 30%, and Dex up 20%. These are all higher than the Truststone value. And it can free up 3 Truststone slots. In his TMR slot, I recommend High Agility. For Irvine, however, it is not a bad idea to give him a TMR weapon. You can equip him with both the Ragnarok and Diamond Code. But he will be on the slower side if you go that route. The typical physical attacker Espers such as Dark Bahamut and the Odins are all good for him. Omega is a good choice for him too, has attack percentage up, dark attack, and crit rate. Next is Truststones. On the left, I like Vital Set the most. HP and luck, then the rest are meta dependent. On the right side, I like Attack Set to give him more attack and 10 more defense penetration. I have 2 sets showing here. The main difference are whether or not you have the Diamond Code on him. If you have it on Irvine, give him crit rate and crit damage. If you equip him with his new gun and Diamond Code, you can give him healing power up as well instead of crit rate up. Now sample teams. The first one is Mono Dark with Raph and Sephiroth. Bronwyn will also be a great choice when she arrives in Global. Irvine is on his Hunter sub, with both of his main job support abilities and Dark Snare as his reaction. Now the Vision cards. On Irvine, he has the Persona card as main for 25 Physical Man-Eater, 13 Accuracy, and 25% max HP for the group. Also 10% attack and 15 more accuracy from the Bestowed. Omega as a sub to give more HP and magic resistance to the party. It is mainly here for the agility from the card stat and Bestowed. On Raph, she has the Loyal Companion for the 20 AoE resistance, magic attack up and crit rate up. Black Rose as sub for 8% agility and 12 accuracy. On Sephiroth, he has Anima for 20 single target resistance, dark attack up 18, and 35/pen. The Irresistible Darkness for 18% more attack, 6 magic resistance, and 10 pierce resistance. The Diablos is a good choice here as well for 18% dark attack up. This setup will maximize Irvine's follow-up attack, but it only has 1 agility VC. If you want to go with a more balanced setup, use Dark Bahamut as main and the Persona card as a sub on Irvine. And give Raph 2 agility VCs. The second team I have is the Gunner team with Raph and OG Aulaya. I think this is what the dev envisioned when they created Irvine. The Vision cards are as follow. Irvine as the Pursuer card as main for 24 magic resistance, 20 crit rate, and 35 missile attack for the party. And 20% attack and 8 accuracy from the Bestowed. His own VC as his sub for 48% acquired AP up, another 10 crit rate, and 25% attack up for the group. And 5 missile penetration, and 3 single target resistance from Bestowed. Raph has the Ease to Horn card for 20 AoE resistance, 24 missile resistance, and 28% dex for the group. It supports all 3 units here. And Black Rose for 8% agility. Aulaya has the Melnia card as main for single target resistance 24, reaction block rate of 32, and 15% agility. The Bestowed abilities are attack up 10% and acquired AP up 30%. Beyond the Flames as her sub for 15 Physical Man-Eater, 13 crit rate, and 10 missile resistance. Also 4% max HP and 10% attack from Bestowed. The United Across Worlds card has crit damage up. You can put it on Irvine as a sub card. Or put it on your third missile unit if you are going all out with missile. One thing to note. Melnia's Vision card is one of the best in the game. I am not sure when they will release it in Global. Be sure to give it a strong consideration when it arrives. Next is the Weapon Group slide. The Gunner group has all the Vision cards ready in JP. There are 3 Vision cards that overlaps with Mace. That makes Raph the perfect tank for this group. There are maps that will allow for triple missile units. It will be a fun team to run. Now my final thoughts on Irvine. Irvine is a decent unit. He is meant to stand closely behind your frontline attacker to perform follow-up attacks. All his main job abilities have very good utilities. He can dispel, protect, and shell, lower missile, and single target resistance. But all his main job attacks require direct line of sight, which could be difficult when standing closely behind your frontline attacker and tank. Also, his range is a bit short compared to other missile units, and he is not that much tankier than them. We are moving towards a heavy single target resistance meta. His follow-up attack likely won't have the same impact as Bartz. At the moment, Irvine does not impact the meta much. He is very nice to have, but not necessary. He is more valuable on a missile team. He will do great on certain maps. But with the recent increase of crazy long-range melee attacks, such as Aulaya's stack impact, missile units lost a lot of leverage even on longer maps. I decided to skip him, mainly because I had to pity Soul, and I wanted to save some viz for new Astrius. Finally, let's go to sample matches. The first match of the day is my Mono Lightning going up against Missile. Irvine's first action. Follow-up attack buff. granting the group attack 40% and agility 25. And 3 times follow-up attack for allies for 3 turns. Recasting the follow-up attack buff on Raph. He will run around to cast it on every teammate. Crazy long-range follow-up from Irvine. Preemptive counter from Irvine took out my Alaya. Next up, Mono Lightning against Mono Dark with Bromwell. Follow-up attack is online. That's triple flight from Hunter Sub, took out Alphonse's barrier. The last match of the day is Mono Earth against Mono Dark. Follow-up attack buff from Irvine. That's his select 2 attack. 2 hit damage small, but Bradley reflexed it. I love these select multiple targets abilities, they cover such a large area. This Irvine is equipped with his new gun. Because it was a crit hit on Dialdo, it also lowered his attack by 20% for 3 turns. Good luck on your polls if you decide to go for Irvine. I will put out a video testing new Astrius debuff calculation. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.